to You'll Go Wild. So far we've stopped off in Mudgee, Goulburn River National Park, Gundabooka, Narrabri, Lightning Ridge, and now we're on our way to Bourke.
Hi, so we're setting off on our journey to
Bourke.
Well, we're having a debate.
I checked it with Big Bad Barry.
Oh, it is Bourke, not Bourke. Yeah, we were having a debate with Bourke and Bourke, but anyway, it's spelled Bourke, pronounced Bourke. Yeah, so that's where we're going to on our way there now. We've just left the town for Lightning Ridge, and we've got our coffee. If you're actually heading into Lightning Ridge, check out the Bumblebee Cafe.
Busy Bee.
Oh, sorry, Busy
Bee.
Check out the Busy Bee as well, cafe. It's actually, they're really good coffee in there. They're really friendly. Yeah, it's good. One thing we have really noticed here in Lightning Ridge, how really friendly everyone is.
Yeah.
Haven't we? And we both said as we were walking back to the car from the coffee shop that actually we could probably both come back here again one day. And there's the places that we've been to, we've thought, yeah, no, we wouldn't say that. But here it's different. I don't know why. You come in and you feel part of the furniture already before you even set foot. They're not off or judge you or anything like that. They're just openly friendly and treat you as though you've always lived here, and that's quite unique, I think, in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So it was a bit weird leaving, but yeah, you can see why people get hooked and want to stay here.
Bourke was once a major 19th century river port and trading post. Today, Bourke is a historic outback town with sheep farming and some more irrigated cotton crops. There has been lots of famous people residing in Bourke. Eye surgeon Fred Hollow's resting place is here after his death in 1993, and legendary Australian poet Henry Lawson used to live in Bourke in the 1890s.
And if you've ever wondered why our camper trailer is a little bit dirty, hang on, check this out.
Yanda Campground is in the Gundabooka National Park, which stretches from Darling River across the plains and over Mount Gundabooka. As the river is directly behind our campsite, we are going to try our luck at fishing. We've been told it's a good fishing spot, but we don't have the right type of bait, but we're going to try it anyway. Because of the recent floods, the ground is very soft, so walking down the bank to the river edge is a wee bit slippery.
This is Andy. This is what Andy keeps collecting. He's just dredging the bottom of the river of all its debris. Bit of bark this time. Earlier it was some branches. Pulled up someone's fishing line, a load of line as well. It wasn't just a little bit of line, was it?
After an hour of fishing, we decided to give up. There were definitely fish in the river, but they were just a lot smarter than us.
Walking up's not actually that easy. Oh, got to shoot. Something just jumped in the water then, didn't it? See, I told you that was I knew I had a fish because it just jumped then. stupid person suggested to do this? Whoop. We had a terrible flood about a month, maybe 2 months ago, and you can see on this tree how deep the water actually physically got. So you can see, a little bit closer, you might see a bit even better. You can see that it's quite dark, and then all of a sudden it gets to here and it starts to get lighter.
Today we're heading into town to visit Jenny from Back O Bourke Gallery.
These are crayfish. These made out of different parts of cars. So, your leaf springs for your car. It's really cool. Andy's already gone in, he's very keen. Alright, let's go inside and see.
We've had the gallery going for 16 years.
Right, okay. And where were you from?
I was born and bred in Gundabooka, which is just north of Dubbo,
Right, okay.
on a farm. Went away, trained as a school teacher.
Oh, yeah.
But you might remember the Millennium Drought over 2000. We'd had 7 years of drought out
Right,
here.
yeah.
Well, during that drought, which was very severe on the town of Bourke, Bourke used to have a population of about 3,500, and 1,000 people left because businesses closed and people had to go away and everything. So to get work. So I was teaching at a little school that actually had to close because the parents had to go away to get work.
Yep.
And my husband was the operations manager at a packing shed here because Bourke used to pack a lot of oranges and grapes and.
Okay. That's interesting because we haven't seen any
No,
of that sort of stuff.
because that all died in the drought.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So instead of being what was called a drought refugee and leaving the district, we stayed and bought this shed which we converted into the gallery. So 16 years we've been here, and that's our story. But as a landscape artist, well, the place just got to me, didn't it? So, so in here you'll see lots of landscapes, because that's what
So
I do.
you started as a school teacher, so where did you learn to paint? Was art or was painting always your thing?
Just a natural gift.
That was always your hobby sort of thing?
Yeah, always.
So did you teach art, or did you?
I did infants and primary.
Oh, same as me then.
Yeah, okay.
So-
Although I taught lots of art.
Yeah,
So the subjects I didn't want to teach, I'd swap with the others. And
Did as much
Fair
art.
enough.
that way the kids would get the best of everybody.
That's
Everyone
right,
that
yeah.
had a gift or enthusiasm in a certain area. So we've just had a flood, what we would call a moderate flood.
Oh, right.
And as you came out from town just now,
Yeah.
you saw all those brown bushes now,
Yeah.
and with coolabah trees. All of that was underwater. So it was just water, because a lot of people say to me, why are there 3 bridges? But if you were here a month ago, you wouldn't have got out here if you hadn't gone over those bridges.
Yeah. I mean, we're camping up in the national park. I forget the name of the
Oh,
site.
Gundabooka,
No, Yanda.
Yanda,
Yeah.
and the flood, you would have seen the level.
We can,
You
yeah.
can
And you'd be
see
able to
the
see
trees.
marks on the
Yeah, yeah.
trees.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so significant.
So when the Darling floods, usually the water is very dirty and a lot of silt is left. Therefore, by the river and where the floodplain goes, the soil is grey. So this has got like different shades of our grey floodplain soil, and then this jar has got the different shades of the red. So these are like looking at our district from a satellite.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm with you.
And the grey colour is where the floodplain can flood out to. and then it's the red dirt beyond that. Hence, you can see it in that aerial there, and this one over here. So all of this artwork here is about Gundabooka National Park. So you're camped here at Yanda.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and there's Gundabooka Mountain. This is Redbeck. That's Gundabooka up there with the river in front. This is where the Aboriginal rock art is. Have you been?
Yeah, we haven't been there.
No, we didn't.
That is really
Together.
worth going to. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's normally dry like that, but at the moment that creek is running, and under that rock, the rock pools are full. So when you go up there and go to the rock art, continue to scramble up the creek a little bit further, and you'll see those beautiful.
We're probably going to do that on our way back out today.
Yep.
When it's cooled
Yeah,
off a
do
bit,
that.
if it cools off a bit.
What won't?
About midnight.
It's a good thing to do in the middle at the first thing.
First thing in the morning, yeah.
And
Maybe
then
we'll do it
that
before we
is
leave.
Bennett's Gorge. Have you been over there?
No.
Okay, well that's a bit further around. You've got a map, haven't you?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. This is flying around the escarpment around the edge of Gundabooka Mountain. Yeah, but there's a rock pool one up there. Brisbane week after next to get my new reproductions done. This is when the flood was in Bourke.
Oh,
fantastic.
wow, look at that.
Yep. So this is the river.
Wow, yeah.
And then it goes across here. That's the town of Bourke. And then up here and out into the west, that's Gundabooka there.
Wow, that's really good. Colours are lovely.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, we're on the floodplain, we look down to the river here, but when we start to get a flood like that, some of our gullies fill and we can't get to the river, and it's, you know, broken the banks anyway. So it was the last night that I could get there, and there was this amazing sunset. These are the photos that I took, like when I went down there. And yeah, I thought, wow, what a night. It's just such unusual colour and light. Well, that same night, a young fellow I know put his drone up at his
I was
dad's
going to
place,
say, did you use...
and he got that.
I was going to say, did you use
wow.
a drone to get the photo?
And I said, Sam, can I use that as part of my reference? And he said, yeah, go for it. So, yeah, that I put together with other things
Yeah.
to get the painting. But I'm going to paint, so this will be done. That's when you look from a bird's eye view, that's what it's like here on the ground. But these, see, if you're looking from the satellite, this is where the flood was flooding out. So this is Louth here.
Right.
Yanda campground is there.
Yeah.
So that's the panel I'm working on at the moment. So that's Yanda in there.
Cool.
Yeah, because you got that little bit of a red dune there,
Yeah.
red sand hill. And these will have the soil on them. So this will connect
Oh, right, okay. So you get the whole sort of...
to that,
Oh, that's cool.
and that's Bourke is there.
Yeah.
And then that will connect
Oh, with the other one.
to that. And the reason I showed you that is because you're following the Darling River. When people do the Darling River run. So this is the Colgoa River. This is, if you went that far again, you'd be at Brewarrina. So halfway between Brewarrina and Bourke, the river is called the Darling. Before that, it's called the Barwon.
Right, okay.
Oh, okay.
And it changes where the Colgoa comes in. So all of this was in flood. This is the Bogan coming in, Barwon, Colgoa, changes into the Darling, and then all the rest that you saw. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That is
That's
fantastic.
been a crazy amount of work.
I can imagine, because you can see the different layers of where you started
Oh,
with your drawing of getting the things in, and then the different colours as you've gone through.
And I just went pedantic about getting it right, because I know most of the landholders along here.
Right, yeah.
And they'll point it out and say, nah.
Going, yeah, that's
That's
where I am. And like even we have friends who live, here.
Mm.
And I know that when it floods, they can't the only way they can get to town is up these channels that start to fill. This is actually the river here. I thought, gee, if I don't get that in there,
See, to us,
it'll be on to me.
to us we wouldn't know, right? But
Exactly.
someone does.
This morning we are off to the Yappa Aboriginal Art Site in the Mullarina Creek, Gundabooka. The site is a significant place where ceremonies were held and vibrant Aboriginal culture still resonates today. We were told the fascinating artwork depicts animal motifs, dancers, hand stencils and hunting tools.
Oh look, they put, I wonder why they put silicone in there. So there's some handprints there, and then they've done their Aboriginal art there. I'm not up on my Aboriginal art, so you know, bear with me, but I got a feeling that this one on the right is like a meeting place, the sacred spot, and this one is an animal of some sort. Maybe, well, actually no, it could be a guy hunting actually. And there's some guys there. So we've got the sun. There you go, there's the emus, and then that, I think that's a fish, and this would have been the map, and it's only the Aboriginal mob will know their own unique things, their own art. Really stands out, that one. I reckon this is all, they're symbolising their hunting, because it looks like they've got the so they've got boomerangs in their hands, so I think they're hunting, and they're obviously hunting in this one, the emus. And up here again, there's some more. They're obviously hunting emus in this one too. Nearly. Oh, that sun's peeking through the clouds now. You can feel the burning of the sun again now. No, what? Oh yes! How awesome is that? Oh, hopefully I can get that one. Hopefully you can see them. Billy Goat Gruff. Oh, look where I'm going. It's a fantastic picture. It will be. Whatever. It's all the different colours. You can see where Jenny managed to get all her inspiration though from coming along here, wouldn't it? All the different colours of the rocks and shush, and the different colours of the bark, and then the green, and then of course you've got this tree fir. Oh, I have no idea what they are. Sorry. All the different colours of the different trees, all different, and they all shimmer in the light differently. It's cool. And then if you turn this side, and the rocks are even different colour over here. They're more redder and darker. We travel to Whitecliffs and we check out what it's like to live in an underground home. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share.